share. Good morning. All that typing I did to get you guys working and all online this morning. And then I hit a button when I moved the tripod and I lost you all. It was on too early, and so now, so sorry about that. I hope everybody finds the link the way they need to so that this will work. Good morning, you all. Oh, my hand in front of the camera for a second. Did I hit a button? No, okay. Whew. Good morning and welcome to Simply Live with me, SimplyLesa. Trying to keep things simple. It's what I tell y'all to try to do, right? Okay, what happens there? Make that stuff go away. Oh, maybe I gotta click that. There we go. You never know what's gonna happen. That's the adventure of every morning life. Who's here? Good morning, Beth and Catherine. Hi, everybody. Good morning, George and Tammy. Tiny GPS. George and Tammy, thank you so very much for being so supportive and helping people. Oh, hi, Iris. Oh, yeah, Iris is there. Okay. And Be on the Road. Good morning. Oh, Bonnie. Okay. Bonnie, has somebody hacked your account? Because I see some weird things under your name, and I am just thinking it's not you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for always coming back. It just is such a good scheduled routine thing that I get to do every week, no matter where I am, to catch up with you guys, and it helps me feel connected. And I hope it helps y'all. And it must, or you wouldn't come out here. So, George and Tammy, thank you so much for being available to help someone. I was able to refer you over to someone who is having an issue. Thank you for helping Rebel Miner with his crashed SUV. He ran into an elk this week, and George and Tammy are helping him, or whatever, being friendly and helping probably. George and Tammy help a lot of people. They've had quite a life, which is true for most of us. And that's why we usually help, is because we figured out that we want to be different and it works. And when we didn't have help, it was, scary, and we wished somebody could have held our hand or given us advice. And then we're able to try to provide it for other people. I saw SSR Foundation. Welcome. I'm not used to you. If you're new, thank you for being here. Babs, oh my gosh, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you could be here. I love you, girl. um, so let's see. I'm sitting inside the shop. It's starting to get hot already outside. It would be pretty to look at the mountains out there, but I don't want to sit in the sun. And I have a level of tired or fatigue. I don't know what to call it. It's probably the combination of stress, which is not horrible. Okay. But some of it, we know it's just very human. Okay. We know it's very human to, hi, Greg and Brooke, Betty Joe. Um, we know that it's very human to just have unexpected events take brain power, and the brain power just has us tired. Good morning, Just Kay. So you probably can hear some things around me um, The daughter of the mechanic is sitting down here beside my chair. We're not showing her, remember what I did last week, but she's sitting down low beside me playing with toys. And oh, Iris, I've had that happen when your keyboard just, I forgot which button. Somebody else will think to tell you which button to press. Um, and Judy, wonderful. Thank you for being here. So I'm just hanging in there and doing the best I can to be helpful. And I hope that I'm being a blessing to someone while I'm in this situation, because I don't want to focus on myself, because that just makes it ugly. And why be like that? Right. So, I kind of step into a, I'm here long enough now. I've been here a week or a week and a day or a week and a couple of days. So I don't know. Let's see. A week would be 7 days. Oh, wait. I have to, I hope that is not showing up on camera. But, anyways, whatever. I will, I, I have a message that's popping down. I hope you guys aren't seeing it. I will, I'm hoping that doesn't show up. Okay. So, uh, so, being here, what is it, 7, 8, 9? I don't know if I've been here 10 days, but that's long enough to start to feel like you're part of the family. And so I try to respectfully, help out. And there's children, and the husband, the mechanic, is working every single freaking day. And he has a lot of work. He's kind of still trying to get his business organized well, and there's things going on outside on his property, but um it's in Facebook, Bonnie, in Facebook. And so if I see that again and it has your name, I'll go back out and find out if it's a fake account, and if it is, I'll report it as a fake account. That will help you. um but I saw that it was like, you want work, you want jobs, and that's not you. I don't think that's you. It was on a weird, it was weird. Anyway, so like I said, what I tend to do is ask, how can I help? Is there something I can do to keep busy so I'm not underfoot or in the way? And so I don't know. So I'm doing things like, I've made friends with the kids, and I tell them what to call me. So, and I'm like, look, mom and dad are busy. And if I can help you, instead of calling mom and dad's name, you could call my name if it's just you need your shoes or you need help, opening the door. And so that, things like that. It takes a little pressure off the family. And I hope that's helpful. And I believe it is. And so I've been doing some things. I told you guys I was kind of, this is a different area, this part of Nevada. I'm not used to this area. I've never been here before. I might have driven past, but I'm not sure. I think I never was on this particular road. It is Highway 376, I believe. And anyways, it's a little different. It has a lot of these sagebrush bushes that are kind of tall, and the weeds are incredible here. And there's a lot of bugs in the weeds. So I've been able to be helpful by like weeding close to the house for them while they're busy, and during the times of day that are not too hot, because it's been incredibly hot. I think it's been hot everywhere in the Southwest right now. Speaking of that, I'm remembering, guys, don't forget to hydrate. By the way, I love this. This is a Contigo. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. It's a Contigo shaker jar. I don't have the ball anymore. I need to find another ball, although I don't use it that much. But right now, I'm using LMNT, we say limit, raw electrolytes. Now look, they're horribly expensive, and I don't have an affiliate, and I don't have a code like some other people do. I need to find that up. I am at the same mechanic shop, yes, and it's called Boss Custom or Customs. I had that all in that last video. I had updated the description, I mean, the live that went out a few minutes ago, and then I somehow moving the phone somehow had it online for a minute and then deleted it. So I have to retype all that stuff into my descriptions and get that going better again. Anyways, don't forget to hydrate, but I'm drinking electrolytes. I only bought the expensive limit ones for the trip because they're in little packs that are easier to maneuver. I bought the ingredients and have the recipe for making it myself. It doesn't taste that good, but it doesn't taste horrible if you have it in enough water. Or if it's icy water, it's even easier to drink. But I've been having leg cramps off and on since I started the lion diet. Right now, I'm more carnivore, and the electrolytes help. So don't forget, salt is our friend actually, and if you can get good salt that has minerals in it, it is our friend. So being the example, right? Drink it. I try to get one of these every day. I'm not good at that. It doesn't taste. I guess you get used to the taste of it. Okay. I probably should focus a little bit. I didn't plan a whole thing to talk about, but y'all know that I missed Overland Expo because of what's happened with the car. They've all been wonderful to me. Many of my friends, they're busy right now, but many of them have been communicating with me how much they miss me, and I'm communicating the same thing back. Sorry, I'm not there. I wish I was. But, you know, this is the adventure I'm given for right now. And if this is what the creator wants me to do for the moment, then why not? So here I am. Um, I have been surprisingly calm. I think that all the work I've been doing in therapy has helped tremendously for me to not, hyperventilate or get anxious or anything like that. I still don't know exactly what the damage to my engine is. I will show you in a few minutes. Mike's working on the heads right now, but it's kind of his day off, kind of, sort of, and but he decided to sit on the stool and do the slow, I could be inside not working hard uh, on that today. And I told him, because I keep Sabbath on Saturday, I told him that it was all right with me if he did not work on my car on Sabbath. And so he didn't work on my car yesterday. He did something else, which was a money maker for him, and he'd been working really hard all week on projects that were here before me. And so he did work on mine on Friday and tore it apart. And I can turn this around and show you that cardboard box up there, go that way with my hand. That cardboard box is part of my engine. That cardboard box there is part of my engine. That's an awkward feeling to have, to see your baby's guts in a box. It's sort of like being in the hospital, it's a weird feeling or thought pattern to see that. But, I also have a level of trust that I have built over this last 10 days with this mechanic. And so watching him work on other people's things, experiencing his character, being with the family out at the 4th of July celebration, watching them and helping out, but watching them and helping them as they're helping one of their friends and, I guess, neighbors to move a mobile, a fifth wheel, small fifth wheel camper out onto this property, getting ready to bring a shed and some things. Um, um, and he's going to set up a piece of auto business. Well, it'll be a different business, but on this property. So he's friendly enough with this family that he's setting up an auto body. I think it's an auto body and paint shop here. So being a part of helping and seeing that, you get to experience the character of the people. And if you understand, like I do, a lot of years, I guess it's a little bit of wisdom, but a lot of years have taught me that people's actions speak way louder than their words. And so now, because I've been here for 10 days this way, I trust even this mechanic better than I would have just walking up and, hey, fix my car, and now I'm driving away. I think it's the wisdom of my age or my years or whatever experience. My plan is not to just drive away from here as soon as it's fixed. My plan is to find somewhere close by, which might be that rest area, I don't know, but to find somewhere close by where I can um, hang out and do the little, run to the store, use the car a little bit before I drive all the way away. I'm not going to jump in it and drive 500 miles one way or the other. I'm going to find something to do here where the car can get a little bit of break in testing so that if something happens again, I can come right back here. And that's not only because of it having been worked on here, but because now I have a level of trust with this person and this mechanic. So it just behooves me, I think. I think it's wise to just be a little careful until we know it's in good shape before I go long ways. So, um, exactly. You just never know. And so that's kind of the loose plan. Now, understand, is it okay to say something about this, Catherine? But I understand Catherine and Homer are getting ready to make a trip, and that their trip might bring them right across the same highway. And so I might get to see them or hang out with them a few days or a couple of days or something on their trip. And that would be nice as well. Because, always having the support of somebody you actually know, and those, I know them in person enough to give them a hug, right? So, okay. Guys, don't forget that I am so willing to answer any questions y'all have, because y'all know I have a lot of experience. I don't know why I'm speaking in y'all southern stuff, but I did live in Virginia a few years, and it kind of gets in here. It gets in me. Um, but don't forget, I'll answer questions, whatever's going on in your world. Please ask questions, but please, because I don't push things like the super thanks and super chats, which are available. You can give me financial support using super thanks and super chats, and in about 2 months, I'll get the money. Or you can give me financial support if you want to through Cash App, which you can find. Eventually, it'll be in all the descriptions. I need to work on my descriptions, and through PayPal me or PayPal. Um, and I'm Simply Lesa on everything, but I'm Simply Lesa underscore in Instagram. On Cash App, there's a $ first, but there's stuff like that. And just don't forget to spell Lesa, Lesa. There are some people who have found that I'm popular and they use my name, or they try to hack my name to use it for other things. Be wise. Double check that it's really me before you do something. But you know, I'm out there. We have a Facebook group called "Keep Living Simply" with Simply Lesa or something like that. Come on out there. Ask to be a member. You have to ask. Um, and I don't accept anybody that has not had an account for very long. That's because even though I deleted mine during COVID, okay, and I had to start all over, and I lost my like 500 followers on Facebook, okay. I am not 500, 5,000 followers in Facebook. I lost them all. I lost the group we used to have friends of, Simply Lesa. So just know that if you're newer, send me a message and I'll invite you into the group. You know, if you had to restart your account or something like that. Okay, what else? Housekeeping. Yeah, please, the thumbs up, the likes, the don't forget to hit the little bell notifications when you uh, uh, become a when you sign up. Become a member if you would like to. It's a minimal fee to become a member. I try to every week give you guys something that's a little more in depth information about what's going on. And sometimes it's even oh gosh, I don't even know what to do right now. But you get to hear some of those things. Or you get to know exactly where I am, which is something I'm careful with on a safety factor. Because there are people that will come find you if you tell them where you are. And so we try to be respectful. Let's see, what else do I need to say? So ask me questions. Put uppercase Q's, 3 uppercase Q's. Help me notice it when it comes up in my feed of uh, the chat. What else? Oh yeah, and George and Tammy from Tiny GPS, they had to rebuild their diesel bus engine in Quartzsite. They were annoyed and sitting still a long time, not sure if they were going to be able to get the bus to run. And George learned and got it fixed, and so now it's running. And I might be able to show you that, Iris. I'm using one piece of software, and I'll have to look that up and I'll plan that for you. I'm using a little piece of software on the phone that allows me to mute all the sound on the video, and then I can record my own. So that's kind of cool. But I'll show you that. Um, and I think Homer and Catherine had to do a head gasket in their Class A as well. And I think they sat still a long time, and Catherine was scared. She can tell you about that. Um, so I think it's okay with Mike. I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to walk over where he's working on my head gasket. Let's go find out what's happening with my repair. How's that sound? I bet you guys will like that. So, turning it around, you see part of the shop, and come on, the guy works. It's busy in here. He was doing a whole mess of welding this week for some tractor stuff. All right, and now you're going to see this is the shop guard dog in his day off mode. And you stay behind me a little bit because I don't want to get your face. I don't put little girls on camera, okay? And so I believe this is the trash can, guys. I believe that right there is my old head gasket. Anyways. And yes, he works on all kinds of things. He's Mike's a custom shop, and he actually works on vintage vehicles is his specialty. Right, Mike?
Yep.
So here we come. Coming over. Oh, you got some nice light going on there.
Yeah, I don't want to use the overhead lights because it puts out sun spectrum and it'll raise the heat in here like 10 degrees.
All right. Too hot.
So right now I'm just scraping off very gently all your old gasket material. That's why I got it tilted at an angle. So
it falls down.
Yeah, instead of up in all your ports. Okay. Even though this is all going to get hot tank and hosed out anyways, that's just less I got worried about washing out.
Sure. And that's a lot of
Yeah, that's all the scale.
Yeah,
coming off.
stuff. Right.
Yep.
Right.
So I got to do this on even your exhaust ports and intake ports. I got to scrape
Yeah,
all
okay.
the gasket off. And once that's done, then I can get your valve train out,
Right.
get all your rockers, your springs, your rocker shafts, and then I can start pressing all your valves out after that.
Okay.
Once that's done, that go in the hot tank.
Cool. And you're doing a thing that you told me about with eventually, probably after the hot tank, if I understood, that you have a spray that you spray on it that helps you find the cracks.
Yeah, it's a radon spray. It's got
Mm.
a catalyst and an oil activator.
Yep.
So the catalyst is white and the oil activator is red. So what'll happen is oil will seep into pores.
Yep.
So anywhere there's a crack or anything, the oil will seep right into the surface, and you'll be able to see it, and it'll stand out like a sore thumb in the. Because everything else will turn pink.
Yeah.
Because red and white make pink.
Right.
But anywhere where that oil got past that white will pop up red. So you'll see every detail of cracks if there's anything in here.
Okay.
And then I got machinist straight edge. We'll check the deck surface here.
Okay.
Or warpage. We'll check it on each section.
Okay.
Each side, each middle.
Right.
And then we'll go diagonal with it both ways.
Make sure it's really flat.
Yeah, check it all. And a lot of times you don't have to machine the surface unless they've heated up to a point where they've warped.
Right.
Because you get away with a couple thousandths of variance in here without blowing a head gasket. Because they make the new head gaskets pretty thick.
Right.
So,
yeah, and the new one we got for me looks thicker too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have that in some video that will go out when I get a chance.
Yeah. And then that whole timing deal we dealt with the other day. So this is the same head as a Geo Metro.
Mm-hmm.
And the only difference is the distributor they run on the back and the timing sprocket up front.
Mm-hmm.
And the timing sprocket marks are way different on your tracker versus a Metro.
Right.
And that's why we were asking about which one's the correct timing mark on it.
Right.
But
oh, and I don't know that I told you, one of the guys said there's an E and an I.
yes,
and you found those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to figure out is if the sprocket marks line up with the valve cover, or if it's the dowel pin on the cam.
And it's the dowel pin.
That's where I use my top dead center whistle.
Right.
Because you can't full compression with the top dead center whistle. It's either going to whistle or it's not.
And I don't know how many of you guys that are watching me know what he's talking about, but he actually has this thing that sits down in, would it be one of these holes?
Nope.
The other kind of hole.
It threads in the spark plug hole from the top.
Oh, the spark plug hole. Okay.
And it's a whistle.
And it's a whistle. I mean, I heard it do it. It's kind of cool.
And what you do is you rotate it around, and it'll start whistling as soon as it hits that compression stroke. So your valves are closed. Otherwise, you're not going to get a whistle.
Right.
So
but it helps him find the right place to put that.
As long as you line up that crankshaft right at top dead zero, top dead center mark, then your crank's right.
Yeah.
Then it's a matter of looking at your cam timing marks.
Right.
Because with the way they set up the sprocket on this thing, it looked like it was four teeth retarded on the belt.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't. Their timing mark
is odd.
Is odd on this.
Yeah.
It's your dowel pin on the camshaft itself.
Right. Oh, and this is that's a camshaft, right?
Yeah, that's camshaft. Yeah. So there's your dowel pin where I got that orange mark.
Right.
That lines up with your valve cover on these.
Right.
And then on your sprocket, there's an E and an I for exhaust and intake. Your E lines up directly facing down at your crankshaft mark. And then your I ends up being like around the 11 o'clock position.
Right.
So that's what makes it confusing, because the Metro, it goes off the sprocket.
Different. Yeah.
It don't go off the cam dowel.
Right. So we put a, just so you guys online know, when he was pulling things apart and marking things like the timing belt and whatever, he was asking me to check places I knew. So I was on a Facebook tracker group, and I was asking them, does somebody have a manual? Can you help us figure out? Because I don't own a manual. I'm going to get one if there's nothing wrong with the car and I get to keep my car. Okay. That I'll get one so that it's always with me. But he was asking me to get on and see if I could find answers for things. So I'm typing the questions, not being a mechanic into a Facebook group. And it was very interesting how it ended up happening, but it was really cool that not only did we help me, but that one guy was telling us that we were marking it wrong, and he was the one who had his timing belt set wrong. So somebody caught it before he put his back together, so he didn't mess his up. But so, sometimes when we go through stuff, it helps somebody else. It's the way life is. So how cool is this? I'm letting you all see this a little bit, and then I'll get out of your way so you can relax again. Okay.
Now the next step is I got a very, very soft wire brush
Uh-huh.
that I chuck up in my drill that I use on aluminum, because I can hold it to my skin and it's not going to burnish my skin. So if it's not going to burnish my skin, it's not going to hurt your aluminum.
Right. Oh, yes, George. He knows about all data. Actually, Mike has...
I can't afford all data. They want way too much a month compared to what I'm paying for my mortgage and everything else, and I can't afford it.
Right.
Can't afford the Mitchell, so I either buy and order the books, and most of my books are old. Let's see, my oldest book is 1848, and then I got books up to about 1999, but it's mostly hot rods, Harleys,
right.
Steam engine stuff, things
right.
like that. So,
and sometimes where they are, the data signal's not that good. So you could kind of call this area kind of off grid. He does have power, and you have a well, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
and
but
I have to run a cell phone Wi-Fi booster, else we wouldn't have any kind of service right now out here.
Right. So yeah. So all data, we know it's good, but we also through this have found where the manuals for the trackers and Suzukis are online, and I knew where some of them were, but I never heard of some of the new sites I found through doing the hunting, and people were like, just go to one of them was Geo Pink, and I was like, what's Geo Pink? And they were like, do you not know anything? And I was like, I don't know what that is. So if you could explain it, that would be helpful.
I never heard of it.
And it evidently is another place to get access to the manuals for trackers. But I never heard of it before, so it's kind of cool, So if you do a little hunting and you ask things in groups, you learn stuff. So that's how it works.
Got most of that scraped off. Now it's time for the drill part.
Oh, okay. He's going to switch gears.
Yep.
Cool. And what's your initial, people want to know this, okay? What's your initial thoughts about my engine?
Well, so far I don't see any cracks that stand out.
Yeah.
So if there is one, it's going to be micro, where that dye will pick it up.
Do you think I'm kind of blessed at this point?
Well, I think it's the head gasket, to be honest. When we were looking at it, it looked pretty porous between a couple of the coolant and oil passages.
Right.
So, and then you can tell which ones were leaking with how clean these cylinders are.
Right.
And then a little bit of coolant was working its way in here, but not enough to steam clean it like these two.
Right. Okay. So.
This is just knocking off all the small stuff before I get ready to go into that hot tank.
Right.
I'll flip it over once I'm done doing this so you can actually look at it better.
Okay.
It'll be a while.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to let him work for a little bit, and we're going to go talk some more somewhere else. I'm going to get another drink. Isn't that cool that we can have the ability to learn all of this too? Because, for me, it's education as well as getting it fixed. So I just feel blessed that we can do that. And interestingly enough, his wife's, what is this? Santa Fe, Hyundai Santa Fe, that's here in the bay. My tracker is outside the door, just right out here. Hers had the head gasket go a week ago or 2 weeks, just before mine, a few days before mine. So it's not like he's not working on these already. Um, Interesting, eh? I think he is very thorough, and I feel very blessed that he's willing to do all this and to, educate me too. But when I was first broken down and everything, he just was, you see what I'm doing? I'm doing this because XYZ. And for me, the way I learn, the way I do things, it helps me have those extra levels of trust and whatever. You know that if I went into a regular shop that has shop rules and they only work 9 to 5 or whatever it is, right? Um, and if I went into a regular shop like that, the potential was for them to take the car where I can't see it, take it all apart where I can't see it, not tell me if they find a hose I don't know where it is, but when we were pulling it apart, somewhere between the back of the engine and the firewall, there was a hose that was so old, it wasn't even attached to anything anymore, and the rubber was disintegrated. Well, probably put a no hose on there. I mean, piece of hose on there, whatever. It was, but the point being, you wouldn't see any of that. You wouldn't know what was going on. And then they might have just taken it in, wiped the, take the old head gasket off, wipe it off, not checked for stuff, and put it back together with a new head gasket and send you on your way. And then you drive 100 or 200 miles because you don't know that you think it's fine. And you drive away, and then, you don't know you don't know that it's possible that 90 days later a head gasket could go again. Okay? And there is the possibility once you change a head gasket. I understand I may not have this clear. I can clarify it when I understand better. But there's always the potential that it could go again within a certain number of miles or a certain number of months. And then there's like he told me, like Mike told me, also right about 190 to 100,000 miles, you probably ought to have a head gasket changed or checked anyway. So that's an interesting thing. And it's evidently better yes, he does. And it's evidently better if you can get an MLS, multi-layer steel gasket. But there's none available for my 1.6 engine. The 1.8 tracker engines they are available for, and they are available for the Samurai engines. So, I don't know. Anyways, so we're having to put a composite one back on, and the composite, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it kind of looks like, how plywood is put together and plywood has layers that are glued together. That's what the composite one is. And it's layers of different kinds of metal, but because it's porous, sort of like cork is, that's why they kind of fail, because they have microscopic like holes in them. And so I hope I'm being helpful, but I'm not sure that that's a good explanation. I'm going to check your messages. You see me lifting my arm and see what's been going on while we've been talking. I don't know. A lot of you guys are in the Nomad community, so some of you understand and know about on Facebook. There's a Nomad Resource Center that Walt, I forgot Walt's last name, but Walt has put out. And eventually I will put Mike's information out there. I'm feeling busy and trying to be careful to stay focused and be careful with the videos, and it's been a hot as crap. But Iris can put that to type a message. Okay. 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 Okay, I'm not over the camera, but I had to raise my arm. Okay. Uh whoops, whoops, whoops. Don't do that. Go away. Who is that? Iris. Okay. Pictures of your van. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about the timing lights. I don't want to bother him while he's busy. And he's been I mean, crazy. Like one day this week, he worked 17 hours. And it was on some big welding jobs, and it was 92 degrees here. And I was like, I don't even know how he maneuvered. But he did get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to work when it was cool. And then he took a little break in the afternoon and worked again about 7 at night. But I mean, he would, yeah, just steady working a lot, which is good because he's busy. But all data. Okay, I'm checking these messages. He is going to. His wife and I were talking about it last night. He is going to work, or she's going to work on helping him with a video. He would like to have a GoPro so that he could wear one on his head while he's working and talk about some things. And his wife wants to help with that. Um, okay. Who's that? You have a 92 sidekick Suzuki closed down all their shops. It's okay. Order parts from Japan. You know what? There are parts available in the States for some things. Me and my mechanics, we've used Rock Auto a lot. We've had trouble. If you happen to know, I think it was SSR is your handle. If you know how to get those parts from Japan that I don't know how to get, could you send me that information too? Because people finding out that I long distance travel in my tracker would be fabulous. So, um, uh, I would love to be able to share that information even more with people. Hi, sweetie. You can raise your hand up and wave, but don't put your face in there. Okay. No, no, no little kids' faces. Okay. No little kids' faces. Yeah, there you go. That's good. Okay. She's good. She's good. She's okay. She's okay. I'm just making sure, Dad. Good job. Good job. Just turn your head around. Okay. I'll show you the video later so you can watch it later. Good job. Yeah, everybody's seeing your hand. Okay. That's Miss Alice waving at you guys and being careful not to show her. She can see her hand. Okay. Good girl. Right. No.
I don't have any social media accounts. That's why.
Yeah. That's why I'm being super careful. So, let's see. So Miss Alice, people said, "Hi, Miss Alice. Hello, Miss Alice. Good morning, little angel." That's kind of fun, right? But you go on that side. Stay on that side. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I have like I said, I'm still not 100% clear until Mike gets done with all this cleaning and testing. I don't know the extent of the damage yet. We don't know how much more needs to be done. Y'all know from my Facebook posts and updates to those posts that I have enough money to pay for the initial estimate at this point in time. And like he said, He figured out exactly what we've talked about so far. What he finds further than this, then I'll have to come up with money for. But for right now, I have enough money to pay for the head gasket, all this cleaning, all that stuff. It's 800 and I don't remember exactly, 85, $86, something like that. I have the money in my account to pay for that. And I need a front end alignment. That's going to be another $90. That will be done at the other shop that you saw in the pictures on Facebook and videos when I first got here and broke down. The other shop will do that. That's their specialty. He doesn't have the machine to do that. And come on, he's busy with other things. He's so thorough. Let them do the tire work and the front end alignments. So I have enough money to do that. I also put out there that I didn't have money for anything else. A few of you lovely, wonderful people have sent me little birthday gifts, everything from $6 to $50. People have sent me so to help me with groceries and gas when this is over. And so we'll see after there's more testing and we know more that's going on, then we'll work out what more needs to be done and what more expenses there are. By that time, I'll have a better understanding. Of course, every day that goes by, I'm getting closer to another one of my paydays. I'm still on Social Security disability. I've been checking into that and when mine changes over to old age. I am correct. I have to be 60. I forgot. 66 and 8 months or 68. I got to look it up again. I just looked it up yesterday. I've forgotten already. Basically, I got to be 67 years old before mine becomes old age disability. When that happens, I can actually make money. But right now, I got to be careful, or if I make too much money, I lose my income. And so I either got to make a lot or you got to make none for 2 more years. And I also was checking into the fact that my ex husband, he and I were married for 13 years and I never remarried. I should be able to get some extra Social Security money based on his income from those days. And when I was 62, they told me I couldn't apply. Well, now on the paperwork, it says I could have applied at 62, but it told me I couldn't back then. So I will Monday check and see whether there's any chance that my disability income could be increased based off of his work. I'll get a hold of Social Security and I'll find out about that this week. Another project to work on, right? Um, why am I telling you all this? Let's see, because I was starting to talk about finances. I wanted you all to be very aware. I want to be very open and honest about all of what's going on. So I probably have enough money to eat. And I'm not driving right now, so gas is not a thing right this minute. Um, I have to ask for help to go to the grocery store. That's okay. I do it because I can't drive. Car's parked. Let's see what else. I don't have a real plan for where I'm going after this, except that I know I'm staying close by for probably a couple of weeks afterwards, just to make sure nothing happens. And whatever further work needs to be done, I'll be letting you know what happens with the expenses on that and whatever else. Um, I don't know what else. I was thinking there was a woman supposed to be out here who's new and having issues or not knowing how to do some things to get herself. Yeah, mine aren't widow, but because he's not dead yet. I thought I had to wait till he dies, but it appears I do not. We were married long enough. There is a way for me to make a little much. 7,000 for the rebuilt engine. Oh, whoa, Beth! Wow. Wow. Oh, cool. Oh, my side eyes as I walk away. Angel, okay. Oh, SSR is your friend. Oh, oh, the GoPro was what I was talking about. I just remembered. Let me. So, I've had a thought. I have not mentioned it to them yet, but I've had a thought, and I don't know how Shadow Wolf will feel about this. So I need to contact Shadow Wolf and ask him. I have the GoPro. I did a bunch of filming with it the other day. I have not started editing the filming I did. But I'm wondering if I need much more money to pay for much more stuff, if I could trade the GoPro to them for him to use in the shop and me just do something else along the way. Because it is something I feel like I could negotiate with if I need. I don't know how much it's worth, but if I need another few $100s that I don't have, I would be willing to do that in order to. It would help them. It would help me if it was something they would agree to. So I need to ask Shadow Wolf if that would be okay to do. And it's not that I don't care about having a way to do this, but I I don't. Sometimes it's just one piece too many. I don't know, but it. I also have the WeBoost over the road truckers WeBoost corded thing in the car. That if I had to, I could negotiate with that as well if I needed to. Because they wouldn't mind having one probably on one of their vehicles that goes back and forth to town. It would probably help them. So those are negotiation factors, but I haven't even spoken to them about it unless he's overhearing me right now. So whatever. Yeah. So SSR. Now I need to go back and look. Yes, they keep changing, and I refuse, Iris. I refuse to sign up for an Advantage plan. I have original Medicare and I have original or basic original Arizona access, which is Medicaid, state Medicaid. The reason that I refuse to do an Advantage plan is because I can travel with the original everything because my having both the Medicare and Medicaid, my primary is original Medicare. They can't refuse me anywhere in the United States, and Medicare will pick up all of it. I also have. I'm signed up because I'm low income. I'm also signed up with the MAO, Social Security MAO office. And so they pick up all the copays, all the fees, and because I'm low income. And y'all know I get $1,000 a month was my increase for this year. So I just hit $1,000 a month. And I started this in 2004 was when I became disabled. And they started me off with $450 a month. So it's taken a lot of years to get here, but there's too many benefits to me continuing the way I am. Okay. So, oh, I was trying to see SSR's little things. You got it?
Yeah.
I can pull more if you need it. Okay. All right. Let's read this. I can mute the guys. I'm going to mute the microphone. It's noisy right now, so I'm muting the microphone. Unmute microphone. Okay, so the vacuuming and the air compressor noises are done. I'm still having trouble getting back here to the messages I was trying to read. Uh, oh, okay. SSR's getting Japanese parts, yes. Um, but SSR buying Japanese parts. Does she have a tracker as well, or a Suzuki, or she's in a van? I thought she was in a van because that's a woman, right? No offense here. I don't mean to be talking like you're not with us. Uh, I'm having a little trouble getting these pulled back. Um, yeah, I was okay. So I was married for 13 years, and that makes me eligible to collect some benefits off my ex-husband's. Wait, let me rephrase that and get it right. I was married 13 years. You have to have been married at least 10 years. You have to also never have been remarried. But then at some point in your retirement social security benefits, at some point you are able to collect off of their an extra amount off of the ex's income. When I look mine up based on my birthday, now, 2 years ago, it said not until I'm on old age. And for me, my disability won't switch to old age until I turn like 67. So 2 more years. During that time, I'm limited in how much money I can earn and it not affect my monthly income. I'm low income enough. I'm not trying to make that happen. So when you become old age retirement, you can earn lots of money. It doesn't matter how much you earn. They don't count it against you and they don't take your money away from you. Now on the ex-husband factor, he had a very good, well-paying job for years. And the only answer that I cannot find on my particular uh, SSA.gov account. I have my own account out here. I cannot find the answer to when am I now eligible to collect some off of his income. Uh, 2 years ago, it said 67. When I looked it up the, a few days ago, it said between 65 and 67. So I'm going to contact them to find out when it's going to happen, when it could happen for me. If it's possible now for it to happen to me sooner, then I will. I think I have to apply for it, and I will. But in my case, that's what I'm looking at. It's not widows. It's just based on my ex-husband's stuff because I never remarried. Don't know why. Wasn't like I didn't want to, but God never let it happen or something. I don't know. It just didn't happen. Never even really had a good boyfriend in between, you know? I mean, I had a boyfriend. I thought he loved me, but that didn't work out. So let's just, yeah, whatever. Uh, oh, um, okay. So let me go down and see. Yeah, I know we walk in faith all the time. It's about all we can do sometimes in life. You know, sometimes we wish it was different, but whatever, you, you know, I feel like the great creator, God, just knows something we don't know. And so here we are. And so I just try to get my thoughts in line with this is what I got now, and let's see where we're going. Right? So, um, SSA, do you have questions you want to ask me about your situation and how is there something we can do to help you? I don't know. You're in a minivan, I think, or you're getting ready to be in one, or are you not ready for that yet? However, I can help. Oh, here we go. Suzuki Sidekick, 4 door, hard top, 4x4, 5 speed, 2.4. Is it a 6 cylinder or a 4 cylinder? But a sidekick, you should be a, yeah, a sidekick. You're most likely a 4 cylinder. Okay, so a sidekick, cool girl, and a 4 door. You got plenty of space, and the back seats fold real flat, so you can get a flat surface. And because you got the hard top, you can actually put a cargo basket on your roof. I can't because I have that 25-year-old fiberglass roof, removable roof. So you could put a cargo basket on the top, or you could put, it's a 4 cylinder, okay, or you could put one of those uh, carrier boxes on the top. I forgot what they're called. Some people call them toolies, but there's also other brands. There's Sears ones that look like a marshmallow in the sun. I don't like those boxes. You know why I don't like them? Because hi Dan, I don't like those plastic rooftop carrier boxes because in the heat they get really hot and they kind of get soft, and they're hard to open. I don't know. I just don't like them. I'd rather. Yeah, they get brittle and crumble over time. Yeah, that's true. But I'd rather have a cargo basket and then get good quality dry bags to use. Jeremy, hey, um, welcome. So yeah, I'd rather have the cargo basket on the roof, and then learn how to carefully pack myself and put it up there. That I would much rather do that on a and you're so blessed to have a hard top for that. I, of course, being a minimalist, I don't carry that much stuff anyways. But most of you all have seen my spare tire carrier, and that I have what's typically a backpack for trash for most overlanders. Mine holds all my Instaprivy bathroom stuff and the stuff to run my shower off my water port. And then I have this 2 saddlebags. One of them holds all my fire starter stuff for charcoal and stuff. And the other one holds a few kitchen things like Ziploc bags. So I have that. And then in my back receiver hitch, I have it's nearly 4 gallon water port on the back right now. By the way, I'm thinking about switching it to the front now that I have a front receiver, which Jeremy and Stan put on. Jeremy, thank you for all of your work, man. I've thought about calling you a number of times this week, but this Mike that's working on the car right now seems to be super thorough, and his work ethic is incredible. So earlier he was cleaning my head, and it's on this video earlier before you got here. And so maybe you can watch that earlier, but he was cleaning it, and he's still working on that on the bench over there. Yeah, he's over there working on it somewhere. I can't tell if you can see that, but anyways, he's over there. That's the sounds in the background. So, oh shoot, yeah. This guy has what? Seniors approved. Oh, yes, has seniors approval. Oh yeah. Stands. Yes. Um, I know I owe Stan a text. He texted me yesterday. For me, that's Sabbath. And I told Mike that because Mike was busy with a lot of work, he had a lot of work here before I got here. And so he called a couple of people and said, "Can I reschedule you so I can try to get this head gasket done?" And so they said, "Yeah, don't need it that fast. That's okay." So, so what I did was like, I've always been a Saturday Sabbath keeper. And I said to him, "Look, as far as I'm concerned, I keep Sabbath. I'm going to rest Saturday, and I'm not going to do much. You're not going to see me filming, stuff like that." And so I said to him, "If you want to, you do not have to work on my vehicle on what I consider Sabbath." And he said, "Oh, thank you." So he was able to do something for somebody else. He covered the engine compartment that's open with he carefully, I helped him do it, but he carefully covered it so no dirt would get in it. And the head part was on his workbench inside the shop. And so and the fact that he will call Stan and talk to him is a big deal. Okay. So he's doing cleaning and testing on it today, but he's been trying to get a Sunday off for a while. And I said, "Man," he goes, "No, what I decided was I'm doing this stuff because I can sit on the stool, listen to videos, and be out of the sun today and just kind of take it easier." Because he worked like 17 hours the other day, and he has these big welding jobs and stuff he's doing. So I may have be repeating myself for some of you guys, but I wanted Jeremy a little bit up to date. So y'all don't forget to ask me questions. Anything I can do to help. Let's see, I've got to lock yours. Yeah, when those things go to come off, then ain't no fun. I'd rather pack my stuff on if I'm going to use something on the roof, I would way rather put stuff on the um, rooftop cargo basket and pack it carefully, learn what I need to protect it, right? So use some kind of waterproof box or use dry bags or whatever's appropriate. I would much rather do that. Whoops, I kicked the tripod. Um, you're welcome, Jeremy. And Tiny, go ahead.
Think about somebody making custom cargo boxes out of aircraft aluminum, super light, super strong, and don't deflect very well.
Yeah. You know what else? There's a company that's new to the Overland Expo thing. He's making out of the same material they make the paddle boards out of. He's made a lightweight rooftop carrier out of that. Yeah. So they're pricier right now, but um, let's see. Tiny, you made a comment about me switching the water port on the front of my car. It won't make the weight off necessarily. It depends. There's something I'm considering doing. Um, I gifted all of my new shade stuff to this family for them to have a shady spot on the other side of the house during the morning because they don't have shade over there until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I gifted them the stuff I just got to make me shade off the back of my car. Since I did that, I've been reconsidering the fact that there's a lot of bugs as well. And so I think what I'm going to do is because it's lower cost, I think I'm going to get another one of those. I used to use these on the Honda Passport or with the Honda Passport. I think I'm going to get another one of those super brellas. I think that's the right name. They have the ear flaps on them so that you can sit them on the ground and they're short, right? But they have the silver inside of them, a little UV protection, kind of a little protection in the rain. And I know how to put them up in a number of, because I've had them, put them up in a number of different configurations. And then what I'm considering getting is the hitch mount for an umbrella, for a beach umbrella. And so the hitch mount for the beach umbrella, I can I can switch my water port back and forth from the front to the back however I want it. It's real easy to take that thing on and off. But um, yeah. And then I can get the mosquito net that goes on a patio umbrella. They have a drawstring on the top. And I can have bug protection as well because that's been annoying here with the mosquitoes. And the beach umbrella, when you put it in the holder, it's about 3 feet away from the back of the car. And that gives me like a little room you could stand up in. And I believe I can even kind of use it's 8 feet. Kate, hi. Yeah, sport umbrella, that's it. And then I can even put because it's an 8 foot diameter umbrella, I think I can even use the Instaprivy kind of off of that inside of that, whatever. But so I think it will help out a little bit and it's lower cost. And it's easier for me to carry. I do have the rails that I had put on in Quartzsite this winter on my roof so that I should be able to then use bungees to hold them on. And it won't weigh as much. I can get it up easy. So that's the direction I'm thinking right now to give me shade. And that sport umbrella, thank you, Kate, for reminding me, also tilts and twists and stuff. So I think it would be a little more helpful under the circumstances. I think I'm going to give it a shot again and then let it ride on my roof. You know, I like keeping my stuff tight and neat, but you know, sometimes you gotta do stuff. And having it ride inside the car beside me when I'm sleeping would be annoying. So let's see. I don't know what else to talk about. Well, we've got a good hour in this morning. Do you guys have? I'm aware of that, Kate. That the Sport Brella has a big one, but the big one is huge, and it's not quite as simple to just set up as the other one. Well, I mean, it is simple to set up, but because it's so huge, I don't want to mess with it. Yeah, yeah. So I like the smaller 8 foot version. It's manageable easily. I don't know. I got used to it. And why, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, kind of thing. And a 9 foot umbrella, if the wind catches it, I don't know. I don't know. So, do you guys have more questions for me today? Because otherwise, I'm not sure what else to talk about. Uh, I'm considering I'm considering doing a video, not a live, that will touch that will be the basics of the classes I teach at Expo. And I'm gonna start putting it out differently that I'm available for speaking and stuff. So we're a good community out here, Kate. You know. Uh, so let's see what else is there to talk about. I don't know what else there is to talk about. Jeremy, I did tell everybody. You'll see that if you run the video back later. But I did talk about how now that Expo in okay, so Overland Expo Pacific Northwest was this weekend in Redmond, Oregon, and um, since I have missed it and missed that income opportunity, I will definitely be staying around this area even after we do whatever work that we're doing to the car. I will stay in this area for a few weeks doing shorter driving things to make sure that the vehicle's tested well and running well before I leave a competent mechanic. So I'll probably look for areas close by that I can go camping or see something, or I don't even know what yet. But I'll just hang around the area. Dandy Dan, how are the Hawa caravans worth a look to gain knowledge and the caravans? Uh, I I only Dan. I camped beside some of the caravans a couple of times back when they were new. The the reason that I did was because I was doing something with Hawa at the time. I do not have much contact or faith in their caravans. They are uncomfortable for me. Everybody got to do their own thing. Okay. I don't think like the average people who tend to join up with those caravans. And in my humble opinion, the ones I was near, it was not many, were very heavily women oriented. And I don't even know the correct words for the other stuff. And it was just uncomfortable for me personally. So I don't do those. I don't necessarily have people ask me whether to recommend them or not. And I do understand, I see that George, I do understand they have virtual caravans for the men. I don't know if they have them for the women. I don't always do well personally in groups because of growing up in a large family that was awkward for me. Okay. Uh, I am doing better with groups, and I will this winter at least have a group somewhere in the general quartzite Yuma area for a couple of weeks, perhaps 10 days to a couple of weeks. I will have a camp together with me group this year. I will allow that. Oh, they do have them for both. Good. And I will at that time also somewhere around that time in early fall, winter, I will also do a newbie camp. I was famous for holding post RTR newbie camps in original RTR world. And I plan to try to do that this year. I'm not sure what form it will take, but my natural form is that it is after you have attended an RTR and you think you know what camping is, if you want to come camp with me because you've never, it's a newbie thing. You come out and learn about etiquette and everything else for 3 to 5 days, or is usually what I do. And within 3 to 5 days, I expect you to graduate yourself from newbie on on. And if you don't, by 7 days, I'm gone, and you don't get to come with me. So that's suggestions on people heading from east to west. Yeah, ask in our Keeping It Simple group. Ask out here. Word of mouth is best. And there are two travel groups online that I used to be a part of. I need to check into them again. One of them is for international travel for women, and you can find travel buddies on there. Let me look it up and get the correct website for you. And the RTR original ones don't work anymore, so don't go there. Um, I don't have faith in the Nomads Helping Nomads on Facebook right now because the people out there are so different. I don't want to recommend that. It's available, but I don't want to recommend it. If you have a vehicle specific thing, so if you are an SUV camper, there's a good group for SUV overlanding and camping. Well, there's more than one. Tristan's group would be wonderful, but Tristan's group is SUV RV. That's a good one. But if you're I didn't know that, George, because I thought the way that that group is looking now, I thought the group belonged to, what's her name? Why can't I think of her name this morning? I thought that group belonged to, what's her name with the bus? The Luna Gaia woman. And so I didn't know. So is that your group still, or you gave it to her? So yeah, I'm just a. Well, hi from India, Janet. That's right, Janet. Um, so does Janet own that group now? Did she take it over? Because that's what I thought. Um, I do think that Walt's Nomad Resource Center is good. Okay. I do not really want my name associated with the Luna Gaia stuff. No offense to anyone. I also, Kate, I do not recommend we camp together. I do not recommend them at all. They were very rude to me when I tried to. They were very rude to me, and if they're rude to me, they'll be rude to other people. So no. So yeah, I knew she made Nomads helping Nomads, but I, it's all getting a little weird out there. So, uh, yeah, yeah, no, they are very, in my humble opinion, but it's my experience. Okay, so my experience, your mileage may vary. They were very closed group. Only their friends could be a part of it. Only their friends could. Uh, okay, maybe George is better at this, but only their friends in the We Camp Together were uh, were accepted to any of the messages that you put out to say, "I'm here. You could come camp with me." They would not accept you if you weren't a friend of theirs. And some of them don't like me. I don't know why. Whatever. Because I'm just not. I don't think I'm a mean person. I don't think I'm not likable. But whatever. Um. So as far as finding people to camp together, it's more the. If you have a specific vehicle or camper that you're dealing with, get into a group for those kind of people. Like I'm in groups for trackers. I love being a tracker person. I kind of love my littletrucks.com group. There, but it's weird that I have to go out of like Facebook to get to them, or if I got to do, whatever. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah. The what? Oh, wait. Let me come get you saying that on camera for everybody. Jeremy, don't go yet. Let me turn the camera back around. Ooh. Mike, Mike's working in the corner over here, everybody. He just said something. Let's get it on camera.
Good news, your head's not warped.
Yay!
So I've been taking the straight edge and going along all the surfaces like this, looking for light coming up under. So I'd know where to run my filler gauge if I had to. But so far, looks nice and good. And go along each spot where it's flat. The only place you'll see light is where the holes are at.
Where the holes are.
But yeah, if I don't see light coming through, then you don't need a resurface done on it. A lot of mechanics will sell you a resurface because they're too damn lazy to polish off all the gasket material. So they'll go, "Oh, you need a resurface because I don't want to spend the time cleaning it."
Jeremy just said, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so you can't see any light shining up under there at all. Let's get to the middle. Now you'll see light down in the chambers, of course, but the in-between parts
is the important part.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
So now it's just a matter of finish cleaning, get the valves out, get the valve train out, the rocker arms, all that stuff, and then hot tank it.
Okay. Yay!
So you're good on the surface at least.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Clean and check for micro cracks.
Just to have somebody that knows what they're doing and they're that careful. Jeremy saying thank you so much for showing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Jeremy is the mechanic who put the solar panel on.
Okay.
There's a lot of work he's done. He works for Stan.
Oh,
got you.
And he's done a lot of the work.
So he's doing that. So I kind of built this myself.
Oh, okay. Okay, you guys are getting more.
So this is my brake cleaning station, but I kind of combined them.
Okay.
And I got a filter bag on that, which I need to change. But you can see all the gunk that you clean off before you even send it through the big wash.
Okay.
And here's the big wash.
Oops.
This runs 165 degree preheat. While it's running, it'll run 185 degrees. And if you got poor paint, like this pan that's dented, poor paint, it'll just peel off if it's not a good paint job.
Okay.
That's how hot this thing runs.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Move over, buddy. The dog's here. I'm stepping over the dog, guys. You'll see me, the camera doing all kinds of things as I step over the dog. Woohoo! What was that? Oh, Jeremy. Oh boy, he's got the toys or something. I gotta go back and look. See what he said. What'd he say? There we go. Okay.
Well, I've only spent 20 years collecting.
Right. That's great. What a blessing. I'm in Northwest Arkansas. Okay, they're doing something else. Somebody else getting. Okay. I hope. Good luck is mine next week. Might need to get it towed to a different mechanic. Oh my, he's got all the toys. Senior and I want. Yeah. Well, see, he calls Stan Senior.
So that particular parts wash, when I ordered it, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Between freight and taxes from Summit Racing was $5,800.
Yeah.
Just to get that. It'll handle 1,000-pound engine block, and it's got a 3-foot turntable diameter.
Yeah. Wow.
So I put diesel engine block in it.
Wow. Yeah. And Stan Lee works on diesels.
I just got done doing 24-valve Cummins.
Yeah.
5.9 Cummins.
And you put it in there?
I had to stand it vertically.
Ooh.
And I had to use my cherry picker to put it in there because I had no one to help me. But eventually I'll do a trolley crane chain
thing. Yeah.
Move it around.
Oh, okay. Wow. I hope you guys got some of that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad the head's not warped. I try to take care of my baby, and I was watching that my thermostat, my temperature gauge. I was watching it all my drive. It was like check mirrors, check temperature gauge, because it kept losing the coolant and my carpet wasn't wet. And I was like, oh yeah. So every time I'd stop, check under the hood. Is there coolant in the reservoir? If there's, and as long as there was, I would top it off, right? And then it was like, check the carpet. Nope, carpet's still dry. Okay, I don't know, but let the car cool down. Take everything as slow as possible. So, guys, be careful with them, and you don't always break them. Or that right there, probably, yeah. 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 Right. No, I just was like, let's baby it because I don't know what's happening. Yeah. That's probably the wisdom that came with my life experience in years, right? Thank you, Dan. I really appreciate that you did spend the time to come out here and be with us. I try to give you something to look at and at least try to thank you, Jeremy, too. And Jeremy, you know what he's talking about even better than I do. You're happy. Good Lord, I'm happy. Because I was like, what am I going to freaking do if I need a new engine block or something? You know, I would figure it out, but Yes. Dan, thank you so much. I appreciate that you came out and yeah. So now I want to go back to that other conversation we were having about how to find people to travel with. Yeah, you'll just find people if you just come out and things like that. But find somebody you trust, and then have some online experiences, and then meet them in person. Because sometimes the way you talk to somebody online, you think everything's going to be just peachy keen, and then you meet them in person, and you go, "Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to drive beside that vehicle. I don't want to be seen near." I don't know, but we do those things. So be a little careful. Um, the world has changed, life is different, but I do think it's really good if you start to find people. If like I love my little tracker baby. So finding folks that love trackers and Suzukis, because a tracker was all of them were made by Suzuki. And so if you find people who love Suzukis, you already got something in common. So you got something to talk about around a campfire already. And you are less likely to get into a group of, like, no offense to anybody, but less chance of being in a whiny group of homeless people who like to do drugs, which you can end up in unknowingly. That might not have sounded nice, but I don't know how to go at that. I'm allergic to weed. Okay. So I can't even be at some of the, like, winter campfires that are big nomad community things, because they smoking their weed and it's fine. They can do it. It's not illegal anymore, right? They could do this. I don't have a problem with somebody else wanting to do it. But if I want to visit with you and I'm allergic, I mean, I tried to be close to one event this winter. I didn't even get my rig within 100 feet of the campfire, and I broke out in hives. I had to leave. I had to drive miles away. So it's not worth it to me. And if you have anything that's particular to you, that's different from people, you got to embrace that and find your people that way. Now I have lots and lots of friends who smoke weed, and we camp together, and we camp together, and I've been to their houses, and we go out together, and I went to 4th of July with people who smoke weed. They are respectful and I'm respectful. It's like, I know you're going to do you. If I smell it, don't be surprised you don't see me for a few minutes, because I'm going to go protect myself. That doesn't mean you don't do you. You do you. I do me. I go downwind from you, and because we respect each other, I can be around them. And then when people come to my home, I just ask them, when they're at my property in my cabin, I ask them to please just keep their stuff where they're camped, because I'm allergic. But come to my campfire, but smoke your weed before you come, because this is the one place where I get to control the campfire, because it's my place. And so when it's at my place, please go smoke it at your rig and then come sit with me. I don't mind sitting with you while you're having your buzz or whatever it is, but I want to sit with you. I want to visit with you. And if you do the thing that I'm allergic to beside me, I could be sick for days, or I could end up at the hospital. And so I don't want that any more than a lot of these people do, because um, I think I'm a cool person. I don't think I'm, fugly or whatever. But come on, guys, work with me so we can be friendly. Okay? I mean, that's all. That's all. So I think that it's more important that you kind of figure out who you are and what your needs are. How can you help yourself find somebody that might be a travel buddy, right? And, like, This particular year, if I don't change my mind to go about going to Overland Expo East, which is in the Shenandoah Mountains of Virginia, when I come back, I'll be coming back east. And if you're along my route or something, it's possible, if you ask me, that you might be able to travel around me. I'm not a big convoy person. Here's some words, okay? Some people love convoying. I don't really love that. I can do it. I'm capable. If it's important, or if somebody's in an emergency situation and it needs to be done because your vehicle's not safe and you need people driving ahead of you and behind you help them watch out for you, that's a situation where I would be joining a convoy to help. Okay. But if it's necessary, sure. But it's not my favorite way to travel. So convoy is a style of traveling with other people. There's also caravanning. I don't know what the description for that is these days. But there's also you travel along with somebody. It's just like hiking. You don't always stay in the group. Sometimes you plan to meet up at dinner tonight at a certain place. And if an emergency, you'll tell each other so that you can readjust your day. But so for me, finding other people who love Suzukis and trackers, that's a great way to travel. For me, that's a good way to find it. Once you, now this same SSR person on here who has the tracker also has I think she said Sun Raider, but it's a Toyota based camper. There's a whole Facebook group for people like that. And I know some really kind of famous, I know Sun Roamer Overland. He's kind of famous, has a big YouTube channel. And there are people that travel together with those groups. They're good ways to find people that are more like you. They made choices more similar to you. Then there's the, nomads as opposed to, what is there? Overlanding for the Poors. I didn't fit in that group on Facebook, but maybe you would. There's the SUV overlanders and there's the SUV RVers. And I fit in both of those groups. I talk well with those people. I fit in good with the Overland Expo family of instructors and vendors and all. I just click with those people. That feels good. That's wonderful. I also click with people who are international world travelers, whether they get on a plane or they drive or they use boats and buses. I happen to fit in good with those people. And so those are other people I can travel around and with. And then I'm still a member of Trusted House Sitters. That's a group that has a whole website that connects people who house sit as part of the way they travel. I haven't used it in the United States. I used it internationally, but I still fit in well with those groups. So I suggest you look in alternative ways for your group. And I don't want the comments that I made earlier to make people be mad at me, but I can only be honest and come from my angle. And I'm just human. So I hope that's helpful. Well, hi, is it Lanny from Arkansas? Nice to meet you. Oh, Jeremy? Yes, better than that Jeep. Yeah. Oh, that's so kind, Jeremy. Jeremy, you're good to me. Jeremy, we got to go camping one weekend, but man, you call him senior, I call him Stan, right? Okay, so for you guys who don't know what we're talking about, Stan is my mechanic. Okay, his son is Stan Lee, so I use Stan and Stanley. The guys at the shop call Stan Senior. So yeah, Stan Senior um, has a hard time taking a day off. But when I get back, you guys have got to take one day off on some weekend, and let's all just go somewhere for one night. I mean, come on, guys. That would be fun. I keep trying to get Stan to do that.
Such a thing as days off.
Oh, he's so hard. Yeah, he's bad about not taking days off. So, Dandy Dan, you're talking about needing to research more about free camps and places to camp. Do you have iOverlander as an app? It is a free app. It is so freaking helpful. It is so helpful. Oh yeah, your Toyota is the bomb, Jeremy. What a rig that would make. And I got a buddy in California that has one that he doesn't use much. I'm not sure it's the same model as yours, but sometimes I think about if mine ever poops out, could I get his? I don't know. He's out here sometimes. I don't think he's here today, but okay. I think I've read the comments thus far. This has been. Sometimes I'm scrolling while you guys are talking because I'm using my phone. A natural spring just outside of town. Okay, cool, cool beans. And y'all, Jeremy, I'll go fishing. I'll go get my license again. I love to go fishing. We'll do that when I get back. I don't know when, but we'll do that. Whoops. Okay, I can't. I can't make that show me. There we go. Yeah, I noticed that for Dan, I noticed that Onyx, and I didn't spell it right when I first heard that. It's ON space X. But Onyx seems to be the one that is getting more use right now. I don't have it yet because it's a pay for subscription mapping thing. But I originally paid for my own Overland Bound um, membership, and they've now gifted me a free membership. But their app and everything, it's just not getting the traffic and the use, and it's so small on my phone. It's so I don't use that. So then all the other ones, and years ago we used Jen and Johnny's freecampsites.net all the time, and I used to comment on there all the time. So there was a lot of use of that years ago, but it hasn't been updated very good. So I don't want to use all that either. I have been more often lately using the Google Maps and actually putting out their reviews and comments because people are starting to even put free camping near you on Google Maps. So sometimes Google Maps is helping. And I'm still Simply Lesa, even out there. You can follow me out there. You can see comments I've made. I don't share my camping list with the whole world. Don't know if I could set that up to share with the members on Facebook. That's a good thing to look up. I'll have to look into whether I can do that. I mean, the members on YouTube. My YouTube members get special access to me a little bit, and I'm trying to make that even better access. Um, I just I just didn't want to make everybody move over to Patreon. I had a Patreon account and then I deleted it. I never actually used it. I played with it to learn how to use it because so many of you guys that follow me just don't have extra money. I didn't want to do that to you. But if we can use YouTube that I already have and so far is basically free to me, and to you, I'd rather do that so that we can, do as much as we can out here, and not have to do extra stuff. So we have been almost 2 hours this morning, and I feel like that's kind of getting to be enough. Are there any new questions you need answered? Um, I'll wait a few minutes, and then we'll do this as we're gonna end up and close out here for today. And I'm so I feel so incredibly blessed that the head's not warped. Yay. You're very involved, yeah. Sometimes it's like that. Yeah. Okay. If I hit there we go. Yeah, I don't like making reservations. I want free camping, guys. I don't want to pay. Now, I did learn, however, that when I was going to Baja and when I was coming back from Baja, having the opportunity to um, pay for a national park like Oregon Pike. Uh, I said that wrong. Oregon, it's not Oregon, it's Oregon Pike has a national park with camping um, right on the border, within a few miles of the border of Mexico. And so there's a border crossing right there. That, because I have my America the Beautiful pass, I could pay half price, which is like, it's either $6 or $12 for a night there. That includes showers and bathrooms. And I'm disabled. If I wanted to, I could take one of the handicap spots. I don't need a handicap spot, but because of that, if I'm going to Mexico again or Baja, I would meet people there so that they could travel at their leisure and meet up there before we went into Mexico. I also didn't mind at all going through from Yuma, and I just love Fortuna Pond. It was one of my favorites from my first year in 2010. Okay, and my first year in the Pacific North. I mean, in the Southwest, and not my first year in a van, because my first year in a van was in 1978, and I was on the East Coast in Virginia. So, uh, but either place are good places to like meet up as a group and then go into Mexico. But for people who, are on the road a lot, being able to go to a even though it's a pay for, to be able to go in and get a hot shower and visit in a comfortable way to get all geared up for going into Mexico if they've never done it before. I think that's a wonderful way to start one of those big trips. Um, and so I'm more likely now than I was 10 years ago to pay using my America the Beautiful pass to actually spend a night in a campground occasionally at a national park. to get a shower because it's cheaper than paying for a truck stop shower. And kind of why not? And I have a headliner that is very similar to the headliner on Jeep Wranglers. It has the carpet, and so the hard part, the back hard part of Velcro, will stick to that. So I can afford, if I can afford to buy a patch, I can put Velcro on it and stick it on like the Jeep people do. It's kind of cool. Um, thank thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy, I will share that with Mike. I know it makes him feel good. Yeah. And Mike's going to get some advertising out of this. We already know that. I have some things planned and coming, and I need to get him out on Walt's little group of stuff too. And so, yeah, if you qualify for America the Beautiful Pass, it's worth it. Because it will give you that. You could plan that once a month you're going to go to a national park and spend a night and get your shower. I mean, it's kind of a cool way to do it. And like even in Greer, Arizona, which is very close to me. Greer is like for me going grocery shopping from the cabin. Okay, but in Greer, there's a campsite that when I pay for it with my America the Beautiful Pass, it has water, it has showers across the street, and it has campsites that are designated and bear-proof trash and dumpsters and all of that. And I can fill my water tanks and everything else. It's $6 a night. I mean, $6 for a shower and getting rid of your trash. That's kind of nice. Do it once in a while. So I had already decided that when I'm home, if I want to go get a shower, why not just go to Springerville to go grocery shopping and then go spend the night up in Greer, as when the weather's good, spend the night in Greer, get my shower, and then go home. That's a good way to do it. So I'm just saying, add that in your stuff. All right, I'm gonna let you all go. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't forget, pray for each other. Pray for me too, because I'm going through something. Pray for Kate. Kate's going through a vehicle mystery. Pray for George and Tammy that they're given a little extra wisdom and strength because they help a lot of people and it's challenging and overwhelming. Um, don't forget people like Greg from Oregon and Shane. I didn't see him out here today. And Shadow Wolf and Bernie. They're part of our gang. Um, keep living simply. And when life feels complicated, remember to go, wait a minute, I'm getting a little too complicated here in my thoughts. Rein it back in. Take turtle steps, because turtle steps are like slow motion baby steps, because sometimes baby steps are just too big. So a turtle step, you're still going forward. You're going to get there someday. Travel light and often. It changes your perspective. Love each other. Do the best you can. Try to be nice when you have a slip up moment. Remember to give yourself a little grace too, because God sure does. All right. Have a good week. And I will see you next Sunday. Ciao.